I've been on Mountainside or in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect, thank you. Thanks you guys for being here.
How's it going?
How are you?
Doing well yourself?
Good. How was your last day?
Good. I was bummed. I had
I'll look at it,
Hi, we're from Grace Davis High here at the Agaware Luncheon.
Super. Hi. Wave hi.
Good morning, everyone. I ask that you please take your seats so we can begin today's program. Thanks for the wave back there. Hello and welcome to the 25th Annual Modesto Chamber of Commerce Ag Aware Luncheon. My name is Rachel Marcusman from Modesto City Schools, and it is my pleasure to serve as this year's MC of the Ag Aware Luncheon. Before we begin, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge Modesto Junior College, Don Borges and John Macedo, and the MJC staff for preparing today's meal and allowing us to once again use this wonderful venue. In addition, I'd like to thank Modesto City Schools board members, President Lopez, Vice President Brown, Trustee Minkoff, Trustee West, Trustee Irving, Trustee Mastras, Trustee Marks, Dr. Noguchi, our superintendent, and our Associate Superintendent Brad Godot for their continued support of our ag programs in Modesto City Schools. thank you to our hardworking FFA teachers, ag teachers, and the students that helped set up today's program. I must say, I am thrilled with the turnout we have today, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to come together in person to celebrate and support our ag community. Together, today, we have the chance to celebrate agriculture, the heart of the valley, a main source of our livelihood and a large contributor to our economic development. This event reminds us of the importance of community. This room, the attendees, the event planners, and our official sponsors have invested time, energy, and dollars to continue the promotion of a sense of community. Networking, discussing ideas, problem solving, and sharing a meal today is a critical component to ensuring our ag industry continues to come together and flourish. Last but not least, this event celebrates our youth, our future workforce, and our future farmers of America. We must continue to invest in our future and support our students in their desire to be contributors to the ag community. Your attendance here today does just that. Thank you for coming together today. We hope you enjoy the program. It is now my pleasure to welcome to the podium the Modesto Chamber of Commerce President and CEO, Trish Christensen.
Thank you, Rachel. I also would like to welcome you to today's Ag Luncheon. Can you believe that the last time we came together to highlight our amazing local FFA students was April of 2019? Here we are 3 years later, sitting together, facing one another, and enjoying this moment as a group, which is quite a privilege for all of us. So I love seeing so many faces here. Our dedicated committee members and chamber staff have worked hard to pull this event together in a much shorter than normal time frame. As soon as the campus gave us the green light to utilize this marvelous space just 5 to 6 weeks ago, the committee stepped up, jumped into action, and did all we could to pull our traditional event together to celebrate the 25th year. So we have a great amount of appreciation to all of them for their contributions as well. Today's list of sponsors and attendees shows that our community stands committed to support the young people in our community investing in their future as a farmer and stewards of our prized valley agriculture. This scholarship money event would not be possible without each of you. Let us acknowledge those that have made today possible. Our gold sponsors, Memorial Medical Center, Sutter Health. Our silver sponsors, American Chevrolet, Duarte Nursery, F&M Bank, JS West Milling Company, and Yosemite Farm Credit. And table sponsors, A.L. Gilbert Farmers Warehouse, Atherton and Associates, Bank of Stockton, Dale Road, Boyette Petroleum, California Poultry Federation, Community Hospice, Doubletree by Hilton, Fisher Nut Company, Flory Industries, Gianelli Nielsen, Grimbleby Coleman CPAs, John Schubert, Melvin T. Wheeler and Sons, Mid-Valley Agriculture Service, Moxie Credit Union, Modesto Irrigation District, Modesto Junior College Foundation, Oak Valley Community Bank, Sataki USA, Stanislaus County Farm Bureau, Stanislaus County Sheriff's Department, and Sheriff Darcy, thank you, Winton Ireland Strong, and Grain Insurance Agency. Today's food and beverages were provided by Yosemite Meats, Crystal Creamery, Terra West Group, Modesto City Schools, Cisco Central, Del Monte Plant No. 1, Trena Foods, Stewart and Jasper, and Flowers Baking Company. We want to ensure you're aware that the centerpieces were created by students of the floral department at a floral program at Fire and Grigori High Schools. Thank you to all. Let's give them a round of applause. We currently have 8 local high school FFA chapters in our area. Over the past 25 years, we have raised scholarship funds to support those students through this event. These programs are a success because of your loyal support, and we thank you. I would like to invite up Gracie Chavez, Sectional Vice President from Central Catholic High School, to join me for the pledge.
Please join me in the pledge of our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag
which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
we begin the meal, I would like to introduce Jeremiah Williams, owner of Oak Crafts by Jeremiah, who will lead us in invocation.
Just looking for the applaud, I was hoping that you would stand. There it is. I wrote a poem, prayer, in light of this wonderful, beautiful Central Valley we live in, and all of the young people that represent it even here today. The prayer goes like this. Dear Lord, we thank you for the wonderful San Joaquin Valley soil and the gracious return on our toil. We thank you for the setting of the sun, the rising of the sun, because a farmer's work is never done. We thank you for the seasons, winter, spring, summer, and fall. Let the heavens open, and we will thank you for the rain that falls. We thank you for the cattle in the fields, the meat and the milk they yield. Thank you for the grapes on our vines, and ultimately to the raisin, and oh yes, the wines. We thank you for the trees that yield fruit of all kinds, from this valley and to the rest of the world and all of mankind. Thank you for the almonds and the walnuts, trees and the nuts of all kinds that are produced in this county that feeds our bodies, spirits, and mind. We thank you for the sun that rises every day, not forgetting to be thankful for the straw and the hay. We thank you for every harvest, large and small, so help us work together and tear down any walls. The day is short and full of trouble, but we are thankful for what you've allowed us to build on this pile of rubble. Our land we now have because of your mercy and grace. Because of that thought, we will not waste our time, our money, and certainly not our place. From generation to generation, 4-H we need, yes, all future farmers of America, surely, indeed. As we bow our heads at this farmer's table in prayer, for all the bountiful blessings that we now share, we say thank you to all the strength you have given us and the ability to care. And everyone say amen.
Amen.
Now you may be seated.
Thank you, Jeremiah. Thank you, Trish. So now that you guys have sat down, we're ready to dismiss you to go and get your food. Each food station is the same. There's several food stations back there. We have students and then committee members back there to help you. So please enjoy your meal, and we'll reconvene in a bit.
Thank you.
Hi, Trish.
Thank you so much.
Leadership and Career Development Organization. California FFA currently has over 97,000 members and 347 chapters across the state. Our amazing members within Modesto come from 8 local high schools: Bayer, Central Catholic, Davis, Downey, Enox, Gregory, Johansen, and Modesto High. Here today are 40 student members who helped set up the venue, assisted you to your tables, showcased their prospective chapters, and will help clean up today after we leave. Thank you to each of our FFA students for your hard work and dedication to yourself, the FFA program, and our community. And also to the teachers that guide them through all of these processes. Our teachers are incredible. Earlier, I spoke of the importance of investing in our future. Today, we will hear from 2 of our local FFA leaders in the high schools. If you need confirmation of your investment today, please listen to these accomplished and impressive young men. We have 2, Sam Contreras from Davis High School. He is the FFA president and the Stanislaus Tuolumne section treasurer. He has a small market goat breeding operation and raised pumpkins last year. In addition, we will have Roman Rodriguez from Johansen High School. Roman is the ASB Community Service Liaison at Johansen High School, the academic decathlon, Johansen High School leadership team, and Johansen FFA president. So now I'll turn it over to these young men.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sam Contreras. As you said, I'm the president of Grace Davis High's FFA chapter and the sectional treasurer for the Stanislaus Tuolumne sectional FFA section. Now, thank you all for coming and showing your support and awareness of California agriculture. As I look around the room, I see bank representatives, irrigation companies, livestock feed supplement suppliers, agricultural equipment companies, and many more agricultural entrepreneurs. Now, thank you for coming and showing your participation in California agriculture, an industry that actually feeds the world. And with your support in agriculture comes your support in all of us ag students. We are the future, and with your support comes us. Now, this is our Ag Award Luncheon, and you may be wondering, I work in agriculture. I'm aware of my ag loans. I'm aware of my hardworking tractor maintenance crews. I'm aware of the changing weather conditions that affect my crops and livestock health. What else can I be aware of? Well, it's good we understand what we're aware of. We understand ourselves, but what of others? That's why we're here today. That's why we're here, to show and bring others to California agriculture. We're here to raise awareness of California agriculture and our community, our community's knowledge, and really showcase what we have, what we bring to the table, in a very literal sense. While in FFA, we are able to showcase that. We are able to get closer to our food and resources. We learn about insects, cattle genetics. We even learn about our FFA history. Meanwhile, in our ag classes, we focus on specific pathways, such as agricultural mechanics, food science. We learn about agricultural science, agricultural business, and horticulture. And for a few examples, we learn the basic skills of things that all relate to your jobs. Things that you do every day, we learn the basics of. We learn the basics of CAD. We create different floor arrangements and maintain them. And we even create and study IPM plans. Additionally to this, we learn about how to inject and give animal medication as needed, like some vets do, right? Many vets actually, all vets. I mention these things so that we can all be made aware of the future of agriculture. It will be left to us students. And while I'm aware that we may not be ready for those things, when the time comes, it will be left in good hands. In the hands of students who dig in the dirt to raise and grow squash and pumpkins, and the strong hands who wrangle livestock and manage herds, and the steady hands who weld animal enclosures at our school farms, then go on to raise those animals and market their meat. In the calming and soft hands who embrace livestock animals, we create bonds with them similar to bonds made with pets. And the calloused hands who work every day at our farms and our schools to keep our communities clean and teach others, our younger peers, about agriculture and what it can mean to them and what they can do for their career. And I bring all of this to you because all of your jobs are very diverse, and so are we in FFA, and diverse in our passions, in our strengths, and in our experiences. The future of agriculture is up to those whose hands sprout from the blue sleeves of corduroy. And so as you're enjoying your meal today, remember who grew it today and thank them. And don't forget to keep supporting those who will be growing it tomorrow. Thank you.
First, I wanted to say thank you to everyone who could and could not be here this afternoon. Your support of the FFA means the world to us. We would have never had as many opportunities as we do without you. Just last week, we attended the 94th Annual State FFA Conference, and this was a 4-day event where we met our state officers and elected new ones. During this conference, we had the opportunity to hear from so many inspirational speakers. These speakers did not just inspire us, they brought us together. The people all around me spoke, laughed, and cried with one another. I have never known there were so many chapters within our region. We all collaborated together to have the loudest cheer. We are big, we are loud, we are Central Region proud. And that truly just inspired me, and I never felt so proud to be from the Central Valley. As a delegate, I had special duties and had to be separated from my chapter. Even so, I met hundreds of people who I can happily call my friends. We all got along so well because we were all passionate about one thing: agriculture. I got to discuss issues facing our chapters and our communities. Many chapters, including my own, are struggling with participation. I was so thankful to receive so much advice and support from my new friends. I was also thankful for the opportunity to advise our chapters on improvements that could be made. We all knew what we had to say would make a difference in the lives of so many chapters, and so we both spoke and listened with intent. And at the end of the day, I would join back with my chapter and tell them all about it. Speaking of my chapter, I got to know new people within my chapter as well. At Peter Johansen FFA, we have over 600 members within our FFA at our school. It's so much fun to meet them all because I can't meet them all in one day. And I just truly think I was happy to share so many memories with them. I got to share a room with some of my classmates who I had never even met. Speaking of that, we were lucky to be able to take 14 students on this trip, including me. Many chapters were only brought or required 2 delegates on this trip because they couldn't afford to take any more students. For your generous donations, I will forever be grateful. Many students at Johansen didn't have the monetary resources to go and were only able to attend because of the very donations you donated. Even with these donations, some were still unable to attend, so I will speak of the next conference. MFE ALA was a conference in Modesto that was free to us students thanks to you. Many students attended this 2-day conference not knowing what to expect. They left feeling inspired and closer to the people within the chapter. I personally lost my voice at this conference because I was cheering so loud. And I know I wasn't the only one. This event made students who felt disconnected from ag grow closer to ag because they had this opportunity they could not have been afforded otherwise. These 2 events are just a few of the reasons why I'm up here saying thank you. These students are our future farmers, innovators, leaders, friends, and family. You all make the difference in our lives, and I promise we'll pay it forward by leading our nation to a brighter future. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.
Great speeches from our future leaders. Thank you, Sam and Roman. Please give these young men another round of applause. It is now my pleasure to introduce this afternoon's keynote speaker, Mr. Matt Patton. Matt is the Executive Director of the California Agricultural Teachers Association and the FFA Foundation. This organization consists of 1,000 ag teachers from across California at the middle school, secondary, and post-secondary levels. Matt spent 18 years in the classroom as an agriculture teacher in the Elk Grove Unified School District. Matt graduated from California State University, Chico, with a Bachelor's of Science in Agriculture and Agriculture Specialist Teaching credential. He later earned his Master's of Arts in Teaching from National University. Please welcome Mr. Patton.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. When I was contacted to come and speak today, they said I should talk about the benefits of FFA. And I think that you saw from the two gentlemen that preceded me what those benefits are. Big round of applause for those two young men, please. I have the best job in the entire world because I work with two groups of people. And the first one is the 1,000 ag teachers in the state of California that reach from the junior high school all the way to the university level, some of the hardest working people in this world. And the second group is the 97,000 FFA members from California, as represented in this room. And we are in the business of producing a product. And the product that we produce are future leaders. We look to do three things with those young individuals. The first is to help develop a workforce pipeline. The leaders, the innovators, the people that are going to lead California agriculture into the future. The second thing that we try to do is we try to build informed voters. As you know, being part of the Central Valley, the voting power of California is significant and greatly affects agriculture. Those 97,000 students that are in classrooms across California are going to have a better understanding of what it means to produce food and fiber, and are going to vote with that knowledge that was imparted on them in the high school classroom. The third thing that we are producing is consumers, people that are going to make educated choices at the supermarket and in the marketplace related to agriculture. We know that not all 97,000 of those young individuals are going to be in production ag, but hopefully coming from the 347 chapters across California, they will make informed decisions both as voters and as consumers. So let's compare our product with the general population that's coming out in the secondary world. These are California public high school students enrolled in, this is what they do after post-secondary. And you can see that there's a large portion of those individuals that go on to post-secondary education. And you can also see that there's a large portion of them that do not. And if you want to get really into the weeds, we can have a conversation about how many of those 63% finish, but that's for another time. University of Purdue put together a study about FFA participants and what they do after high school. And you can see that there's an increase in those numbers of people that are seeking post-secondary education, whether that be in a trade school, a community college, or at the university level. And the difference between those two graphs is significant. So those FFA programs in California and across the nation are having an effect. The other really interesting thing about this is what those students are focusing on as they move on. And every single industry that's represented in this room is represented on that bar graph. People that are coming behind you to fill your shoes and to help push California agriculture into the future. And this starts in the classroom. It starts with the instruction in the classroom, exposing these young people to the opportunities that are out there. Coming to events like this where they meet with you, industry people, maybe plants a seed about what they could do in their future. Career development events, which FFA is big in. Those are another way that these students learn about these different opportunities. Leadership conferences like the one that you just heard about from the two gentlemen up here is another way that they are introduced to this. While you all are eating, I was watching the screen scroll through of those pictures of those FFA students. What did you see in those pictures? I'm sorry, there's going to be participation here. I think I'm a former teacher, so I have to have a little bit of class participation. So when you were watching those pictures as they rolled through, what did you notice? What did you see?
Smile.
Excitement and joy?
Smile.
Passion, smiles? They were all doing something. There wasn't a single picture up there of 35 kids sitting behind a desk with a number 2 pencil in their hand. All of those kids were involved in some activity. They were building something. They were participating in a competition. And yes, there was joy and smiles. That's how we, in ag education, the ag teachers that are in this room, that's how we introduce our industry to those individuals. We do that with the 3-circle model. And we'll do another participation really quick. You in industry, what are you looking for in an employee? When you're out there trying to find somebody, just yell out some skills or attributes that you are looking for.
Positive attitude.
Show up on time. I heard that one.
Experience.
Discipline. Commitment. All right? So hopefully if you look at the ag education model, which is up here on the screen, you will see components of that. And the first part is the classroom part of it. And the instruction in current ag techniques to help build skills in knowledge of our industry is what that piece is about. Second piece, supervised agricultural experience. That's our work-based learning experience. Each one of these individuals in this room and those 97,000 students across the state should have a supervised agricultural experience. Something that they are doing in the real world that brings real-world skills to those students. One of the speakers up here had a goat project and a pumpkin patch project. They are learning those skills that you wanted about showing up on time and being disciplined and being committed, because a goat project, unlike your math homework, if you don't do it, there are repercussions to that. So you have the classroom piece, you have the supervised agricultural experience, and then the last one is the FFA piece, the leadership portion of this. And you heard a lot about some of those conferences, the public speaking it took for those two gentlemen to stand up here and talk to 300 people. My knees are shaking up here. I can imagine what it would be like for someone that was 15 or 16 years old. But that is the pieces that FFA imparts on those students. What are challenges in ag education? And I'm sure that you in industry are seeing some of these same challenges. The first one, Mr. Borges and I talked about this. There is a tremendous recruitment of California talent in the rest of the nation. College and Career Expo at the State FFA Convention, which happened in Sacramento just a couple of weeks ago. 85% of the booths in that College and Career Expo were filled with out-of-state colleges. Texas Tech, Oklahoma, Oklahoma State, community colleges from Kansas, Nebraska were here to recruit California ag industry talent. Our kids are known to perform, they're known to have that passion that you were talking about earlier. They have the skills imparted upon them in the classroom. They have a work ethic that is coveted across this nation. 25 plus universities and community colleges outside California showed up to try to get some of those individuals. I encourage you to talk to people, to FFA members in your community, in your area, at your local chapter, and ask them about what their future plans are. And I guarantee they have been approached by one of these universities or out-of-state schools to come. So when we talk about challenges, that is one of our big challenges. Because not all of those individuals come back. They get internships. They put down roots in those places, and some of them aren't coming back to California to be part of our industry. And that is a big challenge. Same thing goes for the teaching side. It's been a tough year or 2 or 3 for ag teachers and all teachers in general. And we have more jobs in the state of California to teach ag than we have candidates to fill those jobs. That 97,000 students, that 347 chapters would be bigger if we had individuals to fill those programs. 40% of teachers, 5 years or less experience, leave the teaching profession. That's a national average over all disciplines. 40% leave the profession. 10% leave within the first year. Ag education is no different. And one of our main challenges is, number 1, to recruit quality candidates, and number 2, to help retain them, to get them to stick to the profession. Because let's face it, being an ag teacher is way more challenging, requires way more discipline and dedication than it does to teach English. And that's no disrespect to the English teachers. I'm terrible at spelling. But the amount of time that's put in outside of the classroom for an ag teacher is much more significant. Those are the main challenges that ag education is facing, and I would bet that in your industry, you're having some of the same challenges. Filling jobs, filling that pipeline. There's a lot of competition out there for those individuals. Oh, real quick, let's talk about something in the ag teaching profession. 60% of our profession is made up of females. There is a tremendous draw for males in the ag industry. And a lot of those individuals are being plucked by industry because they're going to make more money. And they're going to get greater opportunities. One of the challenges that ag education is facing is how to have positive male role models in the classroom. We have to compete with you in industry for those talented individuals. And that is another really big challenge that we are dealing with. You're all here today, well, one of 2 reasons. Number 1, you wanted a free lunch. Number 2, you want to help give back to FFA. And I want to applaud you for that. Hearing the 2 young men speaking that said that their MFE, ALA fees were paid for by this group and that you helped supplement to get some of them to state convention is phenomenal. Those are experiences that those individuals are going to have forever. If you want to do more, there are a couple of things that you can do for chapters, ag teachers, and students in your area. The first is every single ag program has an advisory committee. That advisory committee should help lead that ag program in terms of the extracurriculars that they're offering, in terms of the curriculum within the classroom that they're offering. It should be a true advisory committee that helps direct that ag program to help fill the need in the community for employees, for people coming out of that program. So that's something that you can get involved with at the chapter level. Volunteer to judge a career development event or a leadership development event. If you've never judged proficiency awards at the state level, if you've never sat down with 4 of the best students in an entrepreneurial area related to your industry and heard what they're doing and hear the skill set that they have and the knowledge that they have, then you're missing out. I personally will invite each and every one of you to the 2024 State FFA Convention in Sacramento to be a proficiency judge. Whatever your industry area is, we can put you down in front of 4 kids that have been doing that for 4 years, and you can see the depth and the quality of those individuals. Volunteer to your local chapter to judge the Creed contest. It will be an inspiring event, I promise you that. Work-based learning, we talked about that earlier, one of the 3 circles of ag education. Giving those students opportunities to get outside of the classroom and work in industry is one of the cornerstones of ag education. You want to start the recruitment process early? You want to keep that kid from going out of state and not coming back? You want to fill your workforce pipeline? connect with those students earlier. Give them an opportunity to visit your facilities, whether that be through field days. Give them a chance to work at your facilities. Internships. In California, a student can get classroom credit in high school for their work-based learning experience, going out into the community and working. Those three things right there, number one will help ag programs, number two will help students, but number three will help you recruit the talent that you are looking for, that you need in your industry to drive your businesses forward. Gone are the days that we can just go to the colleges and ask to recruit there. That recruiting needs to happen much, much earlier. Because I guarantee you, those industries in those colleges in other states are doing it when these kids are juniors and seniors in high school. And with that, I will thank you so much for your time, for being here, for supporting. One more round of applause for the sponsors that helped make lunch possible, for the people that prepared it, to the crew at MJC for putting this together in this great facility, and most importantly, the ag teachers and FFA members that helped make it all happen. My email address is up there if you want to, if there's any questions or need to contact me for any reason, please feel free to reach out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Patton. As a token of appreciation for your participation today, and on behalf of the Stanislaus County Farm Bureau, a donation will be made in your name to the FFA Foundation. Again, we'd like to express our appreciation to our local businesses for your support of today's Ag Aware Luncheon, as well as show our appreciation to our event sponsors, table sponsors, and in-kind donors.
Okay.
Last but not least, I would like to recognize the dedicated members of our committee that put this event on. If you could stand, please. I'm not going to name everybody this time, but if you could stand and be recognized for your contribution to making today's event happen. Most of them might be in the back. Oh, there's Donnie. Thank you. And a huge thank you also goes out to Trish Christensen and the Chamber staff for their work in planning and coordination of the event, to Modesto City Schools for the PowerPoint presentation, and to MJC for the table signs and placemats.
I'd like to take a moment to appreciate Rachel for her commitment to being our MC today. Again, we pulled this together quickly and she stepped right up, so thank you. In a effort to not be wasteful and in the spirit of giving, I'd like to encourage you to consider taking a centerpiece home today. We're encouraging a $20 donation to go towards the profits of today's event, which will be added to the scholarship fund. The chamber staff is here, black shirts and Bryn, and they'll catch you near the doors on your way out. Feel free to take a centerpiece and leave a donation with them. And as always, please take the food that has been donated that is still on your tables. We don't want anything to go to waste. So take some with you. If you leave it, we're going to be donating it to the gospel mission today. And with that, I appreciate all of you being here. We look forward to Ag Aware 2026 and Harvest Lunch in September. So, 2023. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
Did I get the item?
reverse order. Let's go ahead and bust the tables. We're going to some boxes and stuff to go through and collect the nuts and the fruits, and then grab all those 10 lines and take it to the serving table that we have. So grab everything off the table and we'll also take out the people from chairs.
Hi, thank you. People might be giving you money for free.
He's on. He's on.
Hey, let's do it.
Hey, Bert.